All right, today we will discuss housing finance. Long before the independence, our forefathers usually have a lot of way they finance their constructions. The most popular one is through the communal effort. This method is rooted in trust, reciprocity, and communal cohesions, which provide them the opportunity to build without even spending a dime. The community come together, put resources together, and they build. And when it gets to another person's turn, they reciprocate these same gestures. In some family, if the elder one is building, the younger one rally around the elder one to build. They live in that house till they are ready to build the next house for the next person. So this process go on and on till the circle is complete. When Nigeria got independence, there is urbanizations because people want to move to the cities. So this urbanizations is causing a lot of housing deficit in those urban centers. And this process has, over the years, created a very big housing deficit. Owning a home is everybody's dream, but usually experience blockage due to finance. This finance is an hurdle that many couldn't cross without a help or a support coming their ways. In 1991, the Nigerian population census was 98 million. This number grew to 242 million in 2023, which is a very huge number. What that means is yearly Nigeria experienced 3.2 million growth, 3.2% growth in populations. And the urbanization increased from 3.9 to 4.3%. The shortfall in housing has become a menace where you see people living in the slum, unconducive environment, and uninhabitable environment, causing a lot of health risk. The federal government has, over the years, created a lot of initiatives that will help to contribute to forestall this housing deficit. One, through the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. This Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is backed by National Housing Fund to provide funds for Nigerians to build their dream homes. This comes with the eligibility for this Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is one, you must be a Nigerian. You must be at least 18 years old. You must be contributing to the National Housing Fund, and you must have contributed for at least 6 months. Now let's talk about this loan. This loan features, this loan could give you up to 15 million naira. You are wondering, what can that build in the present Nigerians, where you have to buy cement at the rate of 10,500, over 10,000 naira, 11,000 naira in some other places. So you must, and the interest rate is just 6%, which has a tenure of up to 30 years. It means that if you have access to this loan for the period of your years in service, which is 35 years in service, you can be servicing this loan for 30 years at 6% interest rate. Now let's talk about the documents that you need to apply for this loan. One, you need the land, and the land must have a title, a very, very good title. C of certificate of occupancy would be a very strong opportunity for you. Two, you must be contributing to the National Housing Fund. Three, you must have your payslip and your employer confirmations letters. Number four, you must have your tax clearance, which is very important. You have to be paying your tax. So these are things that you need for you to be qualified for Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria loan. And this loan offers you a very low interest rate, as low as 6%. Number two type of finance that you can have access to when building your dream home is Primary Mortgage Bank. So we have like Abe Mortgage Bank, Infinity Mortgage Bank, Platinum Mortgage Bank. What are the eligibility for this, you must be a salary earner or a self-employed. You must have a stable income. You must have equity contribution of about 20 to 30% for you to have access to this primary mortgage bank. This primary mortgage bank loan features up to 50 million naira loans to you, which is a reasonable amount to build a comfortable bungalows, and depending once you have your land already, and it has up to 20 years tenure for you to repay that loan, and is 9 to 18% interest rate. So primary mortgage bank interest rate is 9 to 18%, while the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is 6% interest rate. Our number 3 is commercial bank. Obviously, yes, commercial bank offer loans to individuals that want to build their dream homes or they want to purchase their dream homes, but usually with a very strict requirement and with a collateral. So whether you are buying or you about to construct your dream home, so you can actually approach a commercial bank if you know you can meet their requirement for the loan. So their requirements basically they require you to have a steady income. You have to be your credit rating has to be very, very good, and their interest rate is between 15% to 25%. So if you know you can actually take a loan of that kind of interest, you can actually, why not approach the commercial bank for loan. And they have their tenure for repayment is up to 10 years tenure for repayment of this loan. Our number 4 is the cooperative society. Cooperative is usually exist in a civil service workplace. The civil servants, they organize themselves in a group and to form this cooperative. Also, organized private or public sector usually have a cooperative. The benefit of these cooperatives is very enormous to the members, which is always advisable that every employee has to be part of this cooperative society. They provide loans for you to buy land, loans for you to actually do a lot of things, and with a very, very low interest rate. And you also have a bargaining power. Since you're a member, you have a bargaining power to the interest of the loan that you wanted to collect from them. So it's always advisable that if you work in organized private or public sector, or you're a civil servant, that you join the cooperative society of that organization so that you can enjoy this facility to build your dreams home. Number 5 is Family Homes Funds. This is actually a federal government initiative to help the low-income earner, the trader, the artisans, the civil servant, those who are a junior staff, to provide them with a soft loan and also housing scheme that they can be able to meet their yearning to hold a home. So this process also provides a rent to own home that's been provided by the federal government. So this is another method that can help you to achieve that your desire to own your dream. Number 6, private real estate developer and rent to home schemes. So this actually is another a very good initiative by the private sectors developers. They try in their own way to, bring down the numbers of housing deficit in the country by engaging in mass housing constructions. So this process offers you an opportunity to own a home by making a deposit of 10 to about 15%. So once you make a deposit of maybe 10 to 20% of the cost of the home, they can allow you to move into the apartment, and you'll be paying. While you are paying off the cost of the home. So this is a very good initiative, but it's always characterized by low funding. So if that funding, this method will provide a seamless way of owning a home for low-income earners. Number 7 is state housing schemes. This is commonly in Lagos, Kaduna, in Ogun State, and in Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. In Ogun State, for instance, this usually handled by Ogun State Property Investment Corporation, OPIC, that they engage in a mass housing that have a very high populations to cater for. So they build those houses. And in Lagos, for instance, they have a lot of housing schemes built by the present and past governors. And this process, due to the limited availability of it, they will, conduct a ballot system. This ballot, whoever would have won, we have access to that apartment, and they'll start paying. Most especially civil servant, they'll start paying for the apartment. So this is a very, very good initiative also from the state government. So if you're a civil servant in Lagos State, Ogun State, Kaduna, and Federal Capital Territory, you might try to get more information on this type of housing finance so that you can be a beneficiaries of it. Number 8 is real estate crowding platform. Just like the way we have a crowdfunding for a lot of eventuality sometimes. So this is a new initiative by a group of real estate enthusiastic to create a platform to raise funds to build a mass housing scheme that will also help us to contain this housing deficit. So basically, we have 8 means of housing finance. Since we no longer have the opportunity to enjoy the communal means of building, which is through I help you, you help me, or a community approach where all of us will gather to assist Mr. A. When it gets to Mr. B turn, we also come together and do it for Mr. B until we complete the circle to Z. So this building now in this modern age require individual weight. It means that you have to raise your own fund to build your dream homes. So it's solely an individual responsibility to provide funds so that they can build and enjoy their home. Now that you know it means you can have access to funds when building your home. The last but not the least that I didn't talk about, which is also possible, is through families and friends support. So you can actually get loan either from your parents. If your parents are rich, you can get a loan for your parents. You can get a loan for your uncle. You can get for your aunt. You can get from your friend, your rich friend. So you can also get from your peers, your club, or people around you that you can talk to. So getting a loan is something that you have to critically look at which work best for you. Approaching the Federal Mortgage Bank with 6% interest rate, does it work better for you? If that works better for you, will you meet the criteria? Are you a civil servant? So if you are not a civil servant, and if you are not be contributing to the National Housing Fund, it means that you are not eligible for that scheme. And also, if your property does not have a very valid title, like CFO or deed of assignment in other cases, so you might not be able to enjoy Federal Mortgage Bank. So, and if you want to use the primary mortgage bank, the Abbey, the Infinity, the Platinum, also, are you self-employed? If you are self-employed, your business have a structure, and do you have a steady income? They have to check if you really have a steady income. So, and also the interest rate for that is between 9 to 18%. Does that also suit you? How long are you looking at to repay this loan? Compared to the federal government where you can pay up to 13 years, the primary mortgage banks only give you up to 20 years tenure for repayment. Why and also you have to make an equity contributions of about 20% of the cost of the building. So do you have that kind of money too? Also, if you want to approach the commercial bank with an interest rate between 15 to 25% and a tenure for repayment of about 10 years, does that also is something that okay with you? So you also have to consider all of this before you can finalize and base your decision on which of which to either work with. So in all of this, is owning a home is actually a commitment. You have to know that this is what you want to do. How do you want to go around it in a way that will not have a significant effect on you? If you cannot repay the bank, if you start defaulting in paying the mortgage banks, they start coming for you. And also, they might also take over the property from you. Is that something that you really want to happen to you? So you have to carefully consider your options before you actually venture into it. So if you need more detail, please comment on the comment sections. I will be here to provide more information to you. Whatever you think of building, engage professional.